We will focus on Soviet psychologist Lev Vygotsky, born in 1896, dying only 37 years later in 1934. Some of his theories may be incomplete as a result of his young passing. Vygotsky was born into a family well versed in the arts, including literature. He attended Moscow State University, where he studied law. Later, he worked at the Psychological Institute in Moscow. More importantly, he worked as a researcher and teacher for 9 years at the Moscow Institute of Experimental Psychology.
Our usual suspect today is Isabella, a menacing 4-year-old from Barrie, Ontario. Good morning. Today is March 3rd, 2015. This is Miss McIntyre. She will be assisting with your learning today. This morning we will start with math, specifically addition. Miss McIntyre is writing addition questions on the board. First of all, she will give an example and work through the problem. Next, the student, Isabella, will be asked to participate and use the knowledge she just gained from the teacher, also known as the more knowledgeable other. Miss McIntyre has adjusted her teaching style to accommodate younger children. In this case, as you can see, she is using shapes in place of numbers. Let's move on to our first aspect of Vygotsky's theory, the more knowledgeable other.
MKO stands for more knowledgeable other. The MKO is just as it sounds, someone who is more knowledgeable and uses this knowledge in the assistance of another's learning. The MKO can be anyone whose ability level is higher, such as a teacher, fellow students, or even technology.
When people think of MKOs, they believe it is often a parent, teacher, or someone much older. But in fact, it can be a fellow classmate who is just more experienced than the student themselves in one or more fields, regardless of age. As you can see, Isabella is learning to read with the assistance of a fellow student. Using technology in the classroom is another great application of the MKO. Here, Isabella is playing an interactive learning game on a laptop. This uses the advanced knowledge of a computer to assist in a student's learning. In many classrooms, teachers may feel stretched as though they need to duplicate in order to assist each student properly. But with technology, many students can get the higher learning assistance they need.
As a foundation to many concepts within Vygotsky's theories, it is wise to note the four underlying elementary mental functions. The four functions are perception, attention, sensation, and memory. These functions then turn into higher mental functions as the child ages. As you can see, Isabella is demonstrating her use of memory when trying to correctly identify the location of the card rearranging by the teacher.
The zone of proximal development is a key aspect of Vygotsky's theory. When a student is in the zone of proximal development and they receive an appropriate assistance from an MKO, a fellow peer or a teacher, this gives them the boost to be able to successfully complete the task. Here we can see Isabella attempting to do a jigsaw. At first she is operating independently with her current knowledge. Next, she receives assistance from Miss McIntyre, the teacher and MKO, and with this boost, Isabella moves into the zone of proximal development and then successfully completes the jigsaw. Over time in the classroom, a teacher's involvement in student activities is significantly reduced.
Isabella is walking her dog. This is an example of the importance of pretend play in children's social development. It is also important to note how much emphasis Vygotsky placed on the socio-cultural influences of children and students alike. These influences are going to differentiate depending on one's country of residence and so on and so forth.
Vygotsky focuses on 3 different types of speech. First, social speech, the external talking we do on a daily basis. Secondly, private speech, directed at oneself and used as a mental function. And finally, inner speech, when your private speech becomes completely internalized.
I wonder what I'm gonna do for the crown. Oops, I used the wrong color. I'm really hungry. I want some cookies.
This leads into internalization. Internalization is when your private speech becomes internalized and then aids in your cognitive functioning. This internalization includes internalizing both language and then consequently information.
What color should I use? This color looks perfect. I think this is the right shade of blue. Why is Isabella here? I want a cookie.
In North America and other westernized countries, entertainment, example music, singing, film, are a large part of our culture. Here we can see Isabel singing with great detail and precision.
Snow blows wide on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolations, and it looks like I'm the queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, haven't known I tried.
Here, Isabella is demonstrating great memorization skills that stem from her love of both the film and the songs within the film. We can bring this back to the higher mental functions where cultural factors affect memory, in this case positively affecting memorization abilities.